All right, welcome back. Here we have another video on price action. We got the NQ. And if you watched the previous video, you probably made some money if you paid attention to these levels. Let's just go ahead and see what we were expecting from the previous week's price action. There's a pullback due, and that kind of lies right exactly where we want to take an entry. We can see our entry signal on the daily. We have our bullish pen bar right at the area of interest. And like I said, if we get this pullback to the same area, it'd be the perfect entry for a nice long. All right, so we drew a target. We expected a pullback and we wanted longs. Let's just go ahead and see if we got that. Oh, all right. So this is the daily candle where the video was made on the 18th. And we got our pullback and we got our long. Would you look at that? Perfect. You manage your risks. Make sure you put it under a previous low. And you get a nice 1 to 3. So this is kind of like a picture perfect moment where price does exactly what we want it to do. And we can always be aware of what we're avoiding in order for our bias to not play out. And let's just go see what we're avoiding here. Video nice and short. This is exactly what I'm expecting. Anything under this level, which is 2300, 2390, round psychological level of 2300 can work for shorts. All right, so round psychological level of 2300 can work for shorts. Let's just go see if price ever really got to those levels. So this is 2350, 2300s all the way down here. This is kind of why we have these zones drawn out, but you can see price never actually got here. So we never had to flip our bias. And we could see if we dip under this channel, which is the 2022 channel that we're creeping back into, then we can flip our bias. But for now, these are the levels that I have. And if these levels do help, please. So we're expecting this candle to somehow get to the target that we have drawn out here and make an opportunity for longs. And that's exactly what happened. So now let's see what can potentially happen for the upcoming week. First thing I'm noticing here is price is kind of respecting this new support and resistance channel that it's bouncing off of. So I'm going to just watch for a continuation in here. All right. We notice that price comes down to support, gets rejected at resistance, kind of trending on resistance right now. It's what I see happening with the price. And this does mean that we can be paying attention to these dynamic highs, and we can kind of look for an opportunity to wait for price to either break out of this zone and retest it for a continuation to the upside, or we can see it do the continuous pattern that it is making in this little channel. So I'll move to the bottom of the support would be expected, and we can target those lows as long as we see price fully rejecting this. And what you want to do is you want to drop down to the lower time frames. If you see that happening on the higher time frames where it's already wicking off, then maybe you can drop down to the lower time frames and see if you can get an entry after the model presents itself. So once again, I'll keep this video short. Anything over this channel would be a nice opportunity for longs and a continuation to the upside. Anything rejecting this channel can target these lows. So I'll leave you guys with that. And hopefully you guys can find these levels that price is respecting. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.